time for some more questions. Thank you very much for sending them in. So the first one is, how would the Bruderhof respond to female members who felt they were not called to motherhood? Would they still be encouraged to marry? There's a couple parts to this question, I think. First of all, single people are an important part of our community and contribute a great deal. Not everyone gets married, and that's totally fine. Singles are invited to participate in family groups as much as they would like to be involved. For example, the evenings or on weekends. But we believe that part of marriage is being open to the gift of children. So while having children isn't the only point of a marriage and isn't possible in some cases, it is part of what God intended for marriage. Next question is, would a Catholic be able to join the Bruderhof and still practice? There are some pretty fundamental theological differences around issues of baptism, attitude to government, the sacraments, and so on that would make that impossible. Nevertheless, we believe that Jesus wants to gather all people, and with his help, one day these obstacles will be overcome. But we are Anabaptists, so next question is, would someone with tattoos be able to join? And if so, would they have to keep the tattoos covered? What if they were on their arms or hands? So plenty of folks have joined the Bruderhof with tattoos and don't keep them covered unless they're in a place that ought to be covered. There are a couple things I wonder about the everywhereness of tattoos. Like, how long will the fad last? And then if it fades, no pun intended, it's kind of hysterical to imagine all these old people 60 years from now and their caregivers trying to imagine what got into grandma's head to get this dragon inked on her back. Hi Laura, I was wondering how the Bruderhof feel about firearms. As pacifists, I assume you're against the use of them to harm others, even in self-defense. But what about shooting as recreation or for hunting? How do the Bruderhof feel about hunting? First of all, yes, we're 100% against any form of violence, even in self-defense, although pacifism's kind of a flabby word. I prefer peacemakers or friends of peace. But folks here do hunt, and since we've moved on from spears, yes, they do use firearms, including my husband, although he does prefer the bow, and he's really good at it. Anyway, but Chris is very safe and follows all the regulations and licensing and so on. I personally do not hunt, although I like to sit in the stand with him. Okay, the deer hunting stand thing. Okay, clearly I don't know anything. Okay, so next question is, I was wondering about your head coverings. I saw some old pictures of the original Bruderhof and the women weren't wearing any. When and why did this practice start? Great question. So I explained the head covering in another video, which I'll link below. But basically, at one point in our history, and after learning about other Anabaptist groups, head coverings were introduced. But it is a free choice whether and when to wear one. But I have to say that it does cover a multitude on a bad hair day, like today. Humidity, terrible. Anyway, well, those are all the questions, and please feel free to ask me more. And I sure hope you're enjoying your summer.